Hi, I'm Matt Needham, and these are my trade notes. These are some points to help you in studying for tests or exams, and the idea is that you really listen to this more than watch it, and maybe you can listen to it over and over, and it particularly might help you if you have insomnia, or when you're just driving around, it'll give you a way to listen and not always be reading as a way of studying. So the first topic, let's dive right in, is air conditioning, also known as HVAC. Note number 1, horsepower is higher than brake horsepower. 2, latent heat of condensation or vaporization is 970 BTUs per hour. 3, energy cannot be lost. 4, 1 ton of refrigeration is equal to 12,000 BTUs per hour. 5, optimum relative humidity indoors is 30 to 50%. 6, infiltration is air leaking into a building. 7, on a thermostatic expansion valve, an external equalizer is for excessive pressure drop. 8, R717, also known as ammonia, is the most efficient but dangerous refrigerant. Number 9, the capacity to do work is called energy. 10, an R22 cylinder is green. 11, 2 types of evaporators are dry and flooded. 12, R123 is used for centrifugal chillers. 13, absolute zero is negative 460 degrees Fahrenheit. 14, a centrifugal is a dynamic type of compressor. 15, CFM, or cubic feet per minute, equals air quantity. 16, FPM, or feet per minute, equals air speed. An EPR valve regulates evaporator pressure. 18, energy of motion is kinetic energy. Number 19, an automatic pump down uses a liquid-lined solenoid valve. 20, a compressor's windings have a low resistance. 21, the sulfur content in oil causes corrosion. 22, carbon is the principal ingredient in all fuels. Again, HVAC notes continued on. 23, a condenser has to remove 25% more BTUs than its evaporator. 24, old refrigerators use natural draft condensers. 25, a shell and tube condenser has a water box. 26, a potential relays coil is wired between the compressor's C and S terminals. 27, analog refrigerant gauges use a Borden tube. 28, DC capacitor terminals are marked for polarity. 29, a liquid-lined sight glass has a moisture indicator. 30, the K factor is for thermal conductivity. 31, R factor is thermal resistance. 32, the U factor is heat quantity through a wall. Now we're going to move on to instrumentation and control notes. Instrumentation and control notes. Note number 1, voltage sensors are between 0 and 10 volts DC. Current sensors between 4 and 20 milliamps. Number 3, Faraday's law deals with magnetic meters. 4, a strain gauge measures pressure. 5, a modified parabolic valve is insensitive near full open. 6, mixing valves can be downstream of the coil. 7, turn-down ratio maximums and minimums are known as turn-down ratios. Number 8, proportional control has a faster response and a tighter tolerance. Number 9, integral controls returns controller variables to its set point. Number 10, a PI control loop operates in a narrow band near the set point. 11, a gateway translates. 12, reciprocating compressors have pulsations. 13. Pressure meters with Venturi tubes have a low pressure drop. 14. Bulb and capillary sensors are used for temperature. 15. A pyrometer is for measuring high temperatures. 16. Total pressure is velocity pressure minus static pressure. No, I'm sorry. Total pressure minus static pressure equals velocity pressure. 16. Total pressure minus static pressure equals velocity pressure. 17. Resistance temperature detectors have a positive temperature coefficient. 18. The difference between the set point and the control point is known as error. Number 19. The temperature resistance of a thermistor is nonlinear. Instrumentation and Controls Notes number 20, continued. Thermocouples are used in high temperature applications. 21. A sensor transducer is a transmitter. 22. The difference between the set and control points is called error. 23. An NIC connects a computer to a network. 24. A DNS server translates host names into IP addresses. 25. A laptop and network controller require a crossover cable. 26. An RJ45 is an Ethernet connection. 27. Field controllers are commonly addressed by dip switches. 28. LAN addressing uses a device ID. 29. A hygrometer measures relative humidity. 30. Screw compressors deliver pulse-free flow. 31. Air velocity is measured in feet per minute. 32. Airborne moisture starts to condense at its dew point. 33. The branch line pressure determines the position of the actuator. 34. A pneumatic controller uses 15 to 25 psig. 35. A submaster controller resets the set point of the master controller. 36. Cold plenums are controlled typically at 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Now we're going to move on to plant operation notes. Number 1. Fire tube boilers are the more dangerous than water tube boilers. Number 2. A tracer line is a small steam line. Number 3. Cyclone separators are on high pressure boilers with superheaters. Number 4. Gate valves are used as boiler main steam stop valves. 5. Old boilers may have 3 or more tricocks. 6. A jet pump has no moving parts. 7. Gear pumps are used for oil. 8. A lantern ring cools and lubricates a shaft. 9. A steam condenser reservoir is called a hot well. 10. A boiler vent is open until 25 psig. 11. An automatic non-return valve is a cushioned check valve. 12. An FT and HRT boilers water level should be visible within 3 inches of tubes. 13. The boiler feed water pump takes water from the deaerating heater. 14. Turbine-driven feed and centrifugal pumps can be started with the discharge valve closed. 15. An air compressor should use high-temperature oil. 16. An air receiver uses a hydrostatic test. 17. A double block and bleed is used for automatic gas shutoff. 18. A surface condenser's vacuum can be increased with colder water. 19. A steam-driven feed water pump's steam piston is bigger than the water piston. 20. A restriction in a closed-loop water system decreases pressure. Continuing on with plant operation notes, 21. A chimney's height determines the draft on a natural draft system. 22. Oxygen causes corrosion. 23. A deaerator removes oxygen. 24. Calcium and sodium are removed by a zeolite water softener. 25. Phosphate precipitates water-side solids. 26. Mechanical treatment of feed water is external treatment. 27. TDS readings should be taken before blowdown. 28. Condensate return water should have a pH of between 7 and 8. Boiler water should have a pH between 9 and 11. Electrical conductivity is used to measure the purity of water in TDS. Natural gas flue gases should be 10 to 12% carbon dioxide. That was number 31. 32. A water wall header should be blown down when the boiler is secured. 33. A siphon tube protects a steam pressure gauge from high pressure. 34. Water tubes are kept clean with a soot blower. 35. A safety valve opens 6% above the MAWP. 36. An accumulation test determines a safety valve's capacity. 37. A manometer can be used to measure stack draft. 38. A scanner proves the pilot and main flame. 39. A safety valve must be tested with at least 75% popping pressure. 40. Soot blowers are drained to prevent erosion. 41. 140 degrees Fahrenheit is the maximum temperature that the boiler water can enter the sewer. 42. Fires that burn oil, gas, grease, and paint are classified B fires. 43. Electrical fires are Class C fires. Now we move on to electrical motor control notes. Electrical motor control notes, number 1. The armature is the movable part of a contactor relay or magnetic starter. 2. A combination motor starter includes a disconnect switch. 3. An electric pneumatic switch is called an EP switch. 4. Transformers are rated in VA or kVA. 5. DC arcs are more dangerous than AC arcs. 6. When contacts are open damaging arcs may occur. Number 7. The smallest size motor starter is 00 or double aught. Number 9. Fuses protect from excessive current due to a short circuit. 10. A good diode shows low resistance in one direction and high in the other. 11. A 2-pole motor is 3,600 RPM. 12. A 4-pole motor is 1,800 RPM. 13. An 8-pole motor is 900 RPM. 14. The duty cycle is how long the motor operates. 15. Conductors must be rated 125% of a motor's full load current. 16. Crossfiring is arcing from one contact to another. 17. Tacho generator provides proportional DC voltage. That was 17. 18. 80% voltage provides 60% torque for a motor. 19. Slip is the difference between synchronous and actual motor speed. 20. A polyphase motor can be wired for either direction. Continuing on with electrical motor control notes, 21. A tachometer measures motor speed in RPM. 22. A centrifugal switch is wired in series with the start winding. 23. Slip rings conduct current into and out of a generator's rotor. 24. A day tank is used with an emergency generator. 25. Storage batteries are rated for voltage and amp hours. 26. An uninterruptible power supply has a rectifier, batteries, and inverter. 27. The NEC does not cover public utilities. 28. The workspace in front of equipment must be at least 30 inches wide. 29. Identification terminals for grounded conductors must be white in color. Finally, let's move on to general maintenance notes. General maintenance notes. Number 1. A curb caulk is a type of valve. 2. A soil pipe carries away human waste. 3. Drip irrigation conserves water. 4. Resin is used with a strap wrench. 5. A strap wrench should be used on chrome pipe. 6. L-type copper tubing is colored blue. Number 7. K-type copper tubing is colored green. Number 8. A foot valve helps prime a centrifugal pump. 9. Greases are classified by the SAE. 10. Viscosity measures a lubricant's ability to flow. 11. Low viscosity lubricants flow easily. 12. Motors and pumps are connected with flexible couplings. 13. Sheave angles determines wear. 14. A grinder should not be used on aluminum. 15. Work equals force times distance. 16. 1 horsepower equals 746 watts. 17. Seating force is used for gaskets. 18. Plug valves close with a quarter turn. 19. Needle valves and globe valves are used to control flow. 20. 15 feet is the maximum suction lift for a pump. Continue on with general maintenance notes. 21. Head is expressed in feet of water. 22. 1 psi equals 2.31 feet of water. 23. As the impeller diameter decreases, so does the horsepower. 24. To reduce pump flow, throttle the discharge. 25. A deluge sprinkler stays open at all times. 26. The number of sprinklers is governed by pipe size. 27. A post indicator valve connects public water to the building. 28. Type A fires are solid materials like wood, paper, and cloth. Type B fires, liquids and gases. That was 29. 30. Type C fires are electrical. 31. Type D fires are metals. 32. An orthographic view only shows one side of an object. 33. A blowhole is a welding defect. 34. Fillet welds fill corners. 35. When arc welding, the sound will help you with the arc length. 36. Metallic electrodes are heavily coated with flux. 37. Slag must be removed before welding a second bead. 38. The length of the arc should be equal to the diameter of the electrode. 39. In arc welding, when the current is increased, the voltage must also be. 40. Braze fittings should be cooled slowly. 41. Acetylene valves should be opened only a quarter of a turn. 42. A neutral flame is used for brazing. 43. Flux is a cleaning substance. 44. 1 cubic foot of water is 7.48 gallons. 45. 1 horsepower is equal to 33,000 foot-pounds per minute. 46. A hydrometer measures battery acid strength. 47. Hydrogen is given off when fast charging a battery. And that concludes my lecture on trade notes.